The Dandy's World situation just took another turn, because Quell has now released a second statement addressing the controversy, and this one is a lot different from her first response. Instead of spending the entire statement defending herself, Quell actually apologized to people affected by everything that happened, admitted that she made mistakes, and said she wants to take responsibility for the way she handled things. But the biggest announcement is that Quell is stepping away from her leadership role on Dandy's World. According to her, she needs to focus on personal growth, accountability, and healing, while the rest of the studio continues working on the game. And honestly, this is probably the most significant thing to come out of the entire situation. Because regardless of what you think about Quell, having the person at the center of months of controversy step away from the project gives Dandy's World a chance to move forward without every new update being connected to the drama. But there's still a pretty big problem. Quell's new statement doesn't actually address everything that caused this controversy in the first place. She says that misinformation has been spread about her, but doesn't really explain which claims are false or provide much additional evidence. She also doesn't directly address some of the biggest criticisms surrounding her handling of rocks, including the timeline of when she supposedly knew about their behavior. That leaves a lot of questions unanswered. And there's another question that might be even more important. Is Quell actually leaving? Because stepping away from a public leadership position doesn't necessarily mean she's completely disconnected from the game. People have already questioned whether she could still have some private or financial involvement with Dandy's World. So right now, we really don't know how permanent this is. And that's why I wouldn't call this a complete resolution. It's definitely a much better response than the original, and stepping away from the game is probably the smartest decision she could make at this point. But an apology and a resignation don't automatically erase everything that happened. What matters now is whether Quell actually follows through on what she said, especially when it comes to taking accountability and speaking with people who were affected. For now, Dandy's World is moving forward without Quell in its leadership. Whether that actually ends the controversy, though, is a completely different story.